Okay, hello, my name's Dan. My partner is Elaine, she's working the camera. This is our embedded systems final project. We made an electronic chessboard. The hardware consists of 8x8 locations where there are a reed switch and Zener diode located for each of the points on the chessboard. The reed switches are triggered when a magnet in the bottom of the chess piece makes contact with one of the points on the chessboard. That pulls the reed switch and allows current to flow. That's how the chip we're using, ATmega88PA, recognizes when there's a piece on the board. You'll notice, okay, hold on. You'll notice that in order for the chip to recognize that a game's going on, it has to see that all the pieces are in the default positions, meaning the top two and bottom two rows. So when I move it, when the pieces are there, it automatically assigns values to them, and then it'll register, as you can see, it displays white turn. It's just part of the functionality where it understands and it waits for a move being made by the white or black opponent. So let's say I make a move on the white side, I lift a pawn and place it down. It'll say, well, white piece was lifted and it was placed at E4. It says capital P for white pawn from E2 to E4. Now it's the black person's turn. So let's say that two players got lost in conversation. The white player goes again. He lifts the piece, puts it down, which the computer will recognize as an invalid move. It says it was a black turn. The black player lifted the white pawn, or whatever, but it says that's an invalid move and you have to put it back. And so let's say you put it somewhere else on the board, like way over here, or like further up. It's not recognizing.
Okay.
It's odd. Okay.
So that's fine. But when you put it back,
until you put it back down in its original spot. Then it says, oh, okay. Now we can move on. So now it's still the black person's turn. Black player makes a move. Now it displays that. It says black pawn lifted, lowercase p for black pawn from E7 to E5. Now you can see it on the screen too. Lowercase p is facing capital P. You can see it on the board here too. Let's say we wanted to capture a piece. It's currently white's turn, so I'm gonna move this pawn forward. It recognizes that. Now it says it's black player's turn. So lift the black pawn, lift the white pawn, place the black pawn down, and that's what it says. It says black pawn is lifted, then it says black pawn was captured the white pawn because it recognizes that two pieces were lifted at the same time, and that the first piece was placed in the location of the second piece. That's how it recognizes when the piece has been captured.
And what if we try to make an invalid move?
Yeah, let's say, you mean like an invalid, how do you mean like?
A move that a piece isn't supposed to be able to do.
Okay, yeah, so let's say that it's white's turn, and I want to move my pawn ridiculously, like way over here. It's going to say it's an invalid move. Please put the piece back.
And what if you don't know where to put it back because you forgot where it came from?
Yeah, let's say you forget. You can do a request on the keyboard, press S, and it'll scan. And that's, S stands for scan. It'll show you what this keyboard was like before, and that's how you can put the piece back. You can just put the piece to match the keyboard.
Yeah, which I think was there.
It's here.
And now it's okay. And then if you, you can tell that if you lift a piece and you put it back down, it'll still be your turn and the board will recognize that.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
The last thing to do is let's say you want to start a new game. You may have seen this at the beginning of the video. Press command N and it'll request a new game, and it'll wait for you to put the pieces in their original places, like so.
And it'll tell you the position until you're done updating it.
And then it'll start all over again.
And do you want to show what the bottom of the hardware looks like?
Yeah,
see the magic?
I mentioned earlier that there are reed switches and diodes on the bottom of the chessboard, but here's what it looks like. You can see that there's copper wires for all the rows and columns, and that for each pair of row and column there's a reed switch and Zener diode leading from one input row to output